Hello and welcome to your twin flame reading for today for the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine, and your current union energy as well. So yeah, feeling very kind of like a peaceful zone going into the weekend. I don't know if you are feeling that as well, but yeah, it feels definitely like something is being overturned in a good way, kind of like when you keep working or digging or whatever, and finally you come to the thing, and then you can pull it out of the ground or whatever. So yeah, like buried treasure, like you. Well, you're not buried, but your treasure, and so it's always really nice to get back those parts of yourself and really bring them all the way completely back into your one integrated being, both as yourself, as the DM or DF, and then also just as your one twin flame consciousness as well. So any healing you do is also your twin flames healing, whether you like it or not, which is kind of funny because sometimes like ego would just be like, not wanting to give that fully to your twin flame union if you're upset at them for some reason. So yeah, it's just safe to release that and realize that that's not you. That's ego saying that or trying to stop you from just essentially healing and claiming your love, claiming your good. So it's important to recognize these kinds of patterns so that you can fully obliterate them out of your life consciousness. So yeah, let's get started. So there's the Divine Animals Oracle, by Stacey DeMarco. And I have 3 of those, and then I have 1 Eternal Crystals Oracle card by Jade Sky. Pulled one yesterday too, so I'm interested to see what today's is. Yesterday's, I remember, was 22, and it had to do with like the inner child and children, and so I think it was Kunzite. I hope I'm saying that right too. But yes, let's see what this one reveals. So we'll start today with the Divine Feminine. Got some nice rose quartz over here. And the Divine Feminine's card is Tiger, Will, and Willpower, number 34. And what I'm getting from this card is, remember that she is, it's a woman, right? Yeah. She is on a tiger, and so she's not actually the one doing the work, like doing the jumping, but she does have to stay on the tiger and choose to just trust the tiger, the energy of that. And so whatever it is that you're going through, like that energy I was describing earlier, kind of overturning something, it is God's job to really do that through you and through everything around you, through the circumstances provided. But it is your job to not run away, to just choose your highest self, to choose to be with the divine in this place, and let yourself be shown what's next, what's right in front of you. And this is really helpful to clearing that space within your union as well. So yeah, just remember, it's never you doing the heavy lifting. It's always like you have that power coming through you, and or it's just coming through. So if something really does start to feel like too much or too hard, look at that. It might be like, I actually really don't need to do this right now. I was trying to force myself to do it, and also sometimes in surrendering that one thing, you get 5 other things done, or you even take a nap because you are tired, or you in upheaval, you need some time to process, and then you get the thing done really well, or whatever it is. So sometimes it's just really important to really feel into that and honor that process, and not try to get ahead of yourself. Remember that you're not in charge of you. The divine is in charge of you, and so you partnering with the divine there, allows you to really receive discipline from the divine, and also self-discipline yourself, but not in a way where you're mistaking that that you are the one in charge here. You're always co-creating with the divine, with source. So you're never alone in that, and that's really empowering, or at least it should be. And hopefully it is. Yeah. So I feel like that's complete, just ride the tiger. What can I say, right? Ride the tiger. And so, divine masculine. Oh, we have another cat family. What is that? Feline family? I'm not sure what you refer to the whole family as. But anyways, the Watcher, Snow Leopard, and this is the card that's on the front of the deck, and it's number 15? It's a really kind of a weird 5 there, but yeah, this is such a cool card, right? Because this animal looks a little bit supernatural. But yeah, so it's about being comfortable as the divine masculine, stepping into your power, and what it is that you do see in your own role, and in your connection, interactions, in the energy of your union too. You're allowed to see what you see, and you're allowed to be the watcher. There's nothing wrong or bad about that. So if there is something that feels bad about that, or you feel like you're being intrusive, maybe you have something there to work through, where there's just a misaligned belief, because your role, both in your union and in society, and as an individual, because there's a wide array of different kinds of both divine feminine and divine masculine energies, right? And there's also quite a bit of overlap. So a lot of stereotypes, when you go deeper with who you truly are, get dissolved. But in any case, you're safe in claiming your specific role, your unique role, and also just your role as the divine masculine, and feeling completely good about that and completely supported. And yeah, so just going deeper with trusting yourself and doing what feels good there, and protecting what is yours too, just claiming that for yourself, for your union, and for any way that you enjoy serving, in society as well, which could be directly serving people, or it could be serving a part of another part of consciousness, creating something or whatever. Basically, everyone's life purpose is going to involve service. So that it's safer to heal into that feeling good and work through, your experiences with that and everything. We're all given the perfect experiences that we need to really find ourselves in a eternal, what I want to say, harmonizing eternally with our perfect state of service, which is also something that I've been feeling more into. It's what happens when everyone's perfectly ascended, right? Then how would you need to serve? And the real block to me here is a block to having fun that I've also been working through in other ways. But where am I going with this? Well, imagine you basically your whole life was just feeling good all the time, and that's really how you want to position yourself right now. Not being well, okay, when I finally get there, I'll get there and feel that. But just choosing that for yourself now and working through resistance to play and fun. And I don't mean like ungroundedness, but just like sometimes you are going to feel higher though, and sometimes you are going to get a little ungrounded, until you are perfectly like aligned in your energy in all ways. Like these things are going to happen. But that doesn't mean that you should avoid having fun or avoid play. And actually those things can be super grounding. So it's really important, and you might think this is kind of like weird, and you might even think you don't have resistance to it, but I just invite you to go deeper here, because there's just a lot of collective resistance to it, and that really shows up in a lot of ways in our society, especially, just look at like kids and just let's be real. Like, again, going back, I think, to what I was saying yesterday or the day before, it's like, if everything was in, just all as it could be, like heaven on earth, your childhood would feel really good. And what does that look like for you? What does that feel like if you're completely given to? And it's safe to give that to yourself now, and just to choose that for everyone. And how does this have to do with this card? I'm not sure how I got there, but yeah, I think that now that I'm kind of putting it together, there's something here about just like being the watcher, like being the divine masculine, and like in your own way, having fun from that place of being yourself. You don't need to become someone else to have fun ever. And that's another thing I think we're taught, is like, oh, if I'm gonna join in with these girls or these guys over here or these people, or this game or whatever, then I need to act this way, or I need to have this, or whatever it is. And so it's important to heal through that. You don't need anything to have fun and play, actually, right? And it can be a really good way to balance your work too, because that's the thing. Like, imagine perfect ascension where your work is basically complete, but there's still expansiveness, there's still places to go, there's still just like the experience of love to be had, and then your work truly transforms into complete play. And is that okay with you? And if it's not, then that's a very important thing to heal. It's not to be discarded, because play is not taken very seriously. That's another place I wanted to go with this, I see now. And so, kids aren't taken seriously because they like to play. And I mean, not like you need to take everything a kid says seriously, right? Or adults, but anyways, but you get what I'm saying here. Like, play is actually a serious thing, in that it's very real, it's very important, and it's very important to give that to yourself and to recognize the true value in that. And I mean, think about how lucrative play industries are, right? You could think about anything related to play, and anything that, some things have long-term success, some things are just popular and trendy for certain generations, but there's a lot there. Like, people want to play, and they're willing to invest in that, and so it's important to invest in the energy of that too. You don't need to, again, necessarily go outside of yourself or do something extra. The first thing you need to do is heal it within, which sometimes involves at the same time taking an action, but it's just important to actually feel that way that you're claiming that for yourself. And so let's move on to middle cards. Okay, what's the crystal card? Cinnabar, business, sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra, is your second chakra from your root chakra. And yes, so you got this kind of orangey red color. I mean, this card is actually pretty red. So looks pretty almost root chakra to me. But yeah, and cinnabar, I don't know like the origin of this history of the stone, ton about it, but sounds like cinnamon, so I don't know if those it's like there's a similarity there with the words, with the, what do you call it, prefix, or root, not sure, but yeah, like there's something spicy and hot going on here. And to me, this does speak again to bringing that play and that creativity to your business, and to recognizing that you're making some progress here in your union, and that like your life purpose, it does directly funnel into the energy of your union. Like there's no real separation here, because it goes back to that whole like serving thing, and serving from your divine place and play, and really transforming all of that. And so yeah, it's a really good time to hone in on whatever business profession you're in. And if you're like, if you've been struggling there, or looking for work even, this could also be an indicator that you're turning a corner. But of course you have to sometimes take that action step, right? But it's also safe to allow things to come to you. And it goes back once again to playing. So sometimes you have to take a break from working on that next step to success or whatever, and just surrender and give yourself some time for self-care, for play, for fun, for enjoyment. And also let your everyday activities that you do be more fun. And be thankful for what it is that you do have in your life that is easy. And this is going to help the areas of whatever business you're involved in, whether it's your own or you're looking, or it's whatever you're working for, whoever you're working for. It's going to help all of that flow as one thing, and it's going to lead you either deeper into what you're already doing, or naturally flow you into the next thing. So it's safe to fully claim whatever you're doing, because it doesn't mean that you're stuck, right? You're always flowing and expanding with peace. So yeah, and this is number 12, and number 12 always signals a completion, right? Like the 12 months in the year and so on and so forth. A completion, and like kind of a completion of laying a level of foundation. So it's very good sign there, good job. And we'll move on to the last card for a little more info. Shark, purpose. Yeah, play the jaw themes here. Theme, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I can't, something like that. So yeah, this is number 36. Number 36. And there is a mermaid, right? Yeah, kind of dark there. There we go. Cool. Well, she's not getting eaten by the shark, so that's good. I guess her purpose hopefully isn't food. I don't know. I can't believe I just said that. Anyways, yeah, it's kind of like an interesting thing, like how we think about sharks, but sharks are really cool animals, right? And like they're not out just to get you. So it's important to heal into your purpose too, and to remove all of those things that you think are somehow bad about your purpose, or about being profitable, anything that you go into. Like the deeper you go, you're gonna encounter probably some blocks, some resistance, some patterning that is just very like in the fabric of society with anyone who has ever kind of ventured into that space. And so you're always going to play a role in purifying that, as long as you choose your healing and loving just in your particular way. And it's safe to do that, because it again, it does help that flow of abundance, but it just also helps you feel wow, I need to slow down here. It helps you feel good living your purpose. And Yeah, number 36, I was gonna say, does have to do too with like communication and sharing yourself, sharing like the basic creativity that you have to give, you know, even if it's through music or something like that. It's just like you're sharing yourself, and you're also receiving by doing that, and you're having a relationship with the divine, both directly and through other people, through things, through your purpose. So yeah, just see the good in your purpose, and it's safe to be like, you know, to be the shark, to like go on the hunt. It's not like a bad thing, right? If you are motivated and driven, this is a positive thing. So it's safe to remove all of those things that would tell you otherwise, and also look at your motives. Like, you know that in truth your motivation is love, but if you're noticing that it seems like something else, that's not of you, you know, that's not who you are. And so it's safe to work through that and let go of control and ego and all of that in that place, so that again, you're like going towards what feels good in a way that also feels good, like from your being, and just always matching that energy and yeah, going with the flow. So very purpose oriented kind of reading, and also play. I mean, she's in the water, it's clean water, and there is this interesting element, like it's a little bit weird, but it's kind of like, you know, you're good. Even if you are in deep water or something, like even if you're going to the core of your emotional, like some kind of healing emotionally, your feelings, you're safe to go there. And that is where your purpose is. So there's no like kind of getting around feeling your feelings. If you want to live your true purpose and go deeper with that, you're gonna have to do that. So it's safe, and let it be fun and playful too. And yeah, you know, don't be afraid to flap your fins. Yeah. Well, that will conclude this reading, and have a wonderful weekend ahead, and check out the links below. I have links for my readings, coaching, and if you want your personal DN and DF reading, I do that, and it's gonna be going up in price soon, so just keep that in mind if you're interested and you want to claim that. Now is a really good time. And definitely like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you have not yet. And yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day or evening ahead. Bye.